Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. Alright, today we're talking about Rahu's transit into Aquarius and Ketu's transit into Leo. And if you like this video and want to see more great content like it, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me and the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box in the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, links to those will be in the description box as well. Alright, so Rahu and Ketu are finally moving. This move is happening from May 18th to, May 18th of this year to December 5th of 2026. Now, first off, you read these transits from the Ascendant, your overall path in life, from the Moon, it's how you think and feel about your reality, and from the Sun, because Sun is your body and soul and what that experiences in this life. And these are your Vedic Sidereal placements, not your Western Tropical. If you don't know your placements, you can look up a free birth chart calculator online or get a much more detailed birth chart from my website. Okay. But, yeah, this Rahu Ketu move, it's going to be pretty big. Always is. But there's going to be a lot of big changes that take place in the world. After all, Ketu is what separates us from things in this world. Rahu is what we're obsessed about, what we desire. And not just personally, but as a society. Because these are slower moving transits. Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Jupiter. These four graha, when they move, you will see big societal change takes place to some extent. So let's talk a bit real quick when Rahu and Ketu were back in Pisces and in Virgo. They haven't left quite yet, but they will soon. So Ketu and Virgo. Virgo's the original 6th house sign of work. So what's been happening? Ketu has been cutting people from their jobs. Companies have been laying off more people than usual. Work has been cut. Now, Rahu has been in Pisces, so what's happened there? Well, Rahu in Pisces, Rahu is confusion, deception. Rahu is intelligent in a cunning way. But for the most part, yeah, that confusion sets in. This has been in Pisces. Pisces is the original sign of the 12th house, of foreign lands, of investments, and of shipping. So especially in the US with all this tariff nonsense, guess what? All the markets have been corrupted by Rahu's influence. So we've seen that play out. But now they're moving. Rahu will be in Aquarius, Ketu will be in Leo. There's a lot to talk about with this. So let's start with Ketu first. After all, Ketu is the past. Rahu's the future. So, Ketu will be in Leo. Now, Leo is the original sign of the 5th house. So, societally, as a society, what will we see with this? There we go. Let me consult my notes here, because it's a lot. Alright, so, 5th house is movies, shows, games. So, what are we seeing? Well, there will be cuts in these creative industries, because 5th house is creativity, sign of Leo. So, there are changes taking place here. Price of video games is going up. You have talks about fucking putting tariffs on movies now. That's just in the US. Who knows what's happening elsewhere. But fifth house is also education. There will be cuts in education. Things will transform. Now, why are they transforming? Because Ketu co-rules Scorpio, the sign of transformation. Wherever Ketu goes, there will be cuts and transformation. Now, another thing that you will see is people will be scared of having children. They'll be like, having children is such a big responsibility. They will be disinterested in having children. Because Leo is the sign of the fifth house of children. With the state of the world, people will be like, it's not safe for kids. We can't do this right now. But also, Ketu is ancestors. And fifth house is ninth from the ninth. Meaning is also a house of ancestors. So, there's this strong desire to research the history of one's ancestral lineage. Like themes of what happened in your ancestors' history will be very significant for society as a whole. Now, what you also see, Leo is the sign of the king. It's the fifth house sign of politics. It is the king's throne. Whereas the 10th house, Capricorn, is where the king rules the kingdom. It's where the king's actually doing the work. But Leo is the throne because it's ruled by Sun, the king. So, you will see society as a whole will be cut from politics, will be cut from, what's the word I'm looking for? Leadership. There you go. Rulers, government leaders. Society will feel a disconnect with these people, with their politicians and with their leaders. And politics will transform as a result. This is going to make more sense when I talk about Rahu, but we'll get there in a second. Now, with this, we also have to talk about the nakshatras. So, Ketu is going to be transiting in Uttar Phalguni first. So, Uttar Phalguni is the nakshatra of marriage. It's also the nakshatra of criticism. This is why Ketu's been in Uttar Phalguni for a little bit, but it's going to stay in Uttar Phalguni for a bit longer. And you will see criticism of the government, criticism of political leaders, of government leaders will continue. But also, Uttar Phalguni is marriage. So, you will see more divorces taking place. Because Ketu is cutting people away from that. And this will be worldwide. Everything I am saying right now is worldwide. These things will take place. Not just in America, but worldwide. Okay. But yeah, you will also see headless criticism taking place as well, because Ketu is headless. Ketu doesn't think with a logical mind. That's Rahu. Rahu is no longer with Ketu. Okay. But now, Ketu will then move into Purva Phalguni. So there are some negatives here that I can't say without warning all of you. So if you want to know, go watch my Purva Phalguni video about the true meaning of that nakshatra, because there I mention it. Although I give a warning there too, for those that just want to know the other parts of that nakshatra or constellation. But yeah, so there are some negative things that will take place, which, like I said, I won't go into. But another thing that we see with Ketu and Purva Phalguni is, once again, that disinterest in having children, because this nakshatra is tied to creating more children. It's represented by rats. Rats breed constantly. So it's tied to having children, furthering the ancestral lineage is Purva Falguni. The other thing you will see is people will feel that disconnect very strongly with their politicians because Purva Falguni is tied to laziness. It's tied to people that just want to, lay in bed all day or on the couch, not do anything, eat their potato chips. That's Purva Falguni. So, yeah, people will feel that way about their government. Why is the government not doing the work? Why are they being lazy? So you'll see that as well. Also, you'll see people will be more concerned about their health. Because Ketu is disconnecting people from the idea of being lazy. People will want to be healthier. They'll want to eat healthier. People won't be interested in all the junk food, fried food. Because Purva Falguni is also tied to those kinds of foods. Now, when Ketu moves into Magha, this is when those ancestral themes will become most prevalent. Because Magha is the nakshatra of ancestry. It's also the nakshatra of ego battles. It's also tied to leadership, kings and queens. In this present day, political leaders, government leaders. So, that's when the disconnect with the throne will take place. With the king and queen, off with their heads. Not literally. Please. Don't take that literally. Okay, but now let's talk about Rahu and Aquarius. So, with Rahu and Aquarius, a bunch of different things are going to happen. Aquarius is funny like that. Whereas, like Ketu and Leo, it's kind of more cohesive themes. Aquarius is all over the place. Of course, it's Aquarius. But we're going to break this down by nakshatra. So, first, Rahu will be in Purva Bhadrapada. Now, it's already been in Purva Bhadrapada on the Pisces side. Aquarius side is a little more intense, though. So, Purva Bhadrapada is tied to cults. Purva Bhadrapada is tied to chaos. It's the nakshatra of chaos. And what has the world been dealing with? Well, you have the MAGA cult. It's a big example in America. Now, worldwide, I'm sure there are some other cults going on right now. But MAGA is a perfect example. It is cult ideology. Also, Purva Bhadrapada is tied to protecting or harming children. So those themes will have been prevalent and will continue to be prevalent until Rahu moves out of this nakshatra. So, a negative thing that you will see, although this is a less, personal thing, but yeah, school shootings, like on the American side of things, yeah, that will continue to be more prevalent than usual. The chaos that is going on in society will continue. That's not going to ease up. Okay. Now, then Rahu's going to move into Satabisha. So, Satabisha, nakshatra of aliens. So, there will be more prominent, information regarding aliens. That will be significant. Also, it's tied to healthcare and science. There will be scientific advancements. There will be advancements in healthcare or themes that are very prevalent to healthcare. Now, both of these will be very significant when Jupiter is in Ardra in particular, because Ardra is also tied to scientific advancements. So it'll be even more prevalent during that time, because I think Jupiter will be in Ardra, Rahu will be in Satabisha at nearly the exact same time for like a few months. Okay. Now, the other big thing you will see is crime. Satabisha is tied to thieves, criminals. So, there will be a rise in crime. Remember, Rahu is desire and obsession. So, people will commit more crime. Crime will go up in society in general. But also, Saturnalia is tied to large gatherings. So, it's about society coming together. Basically, people will organize more. Also, there will be a lot of secrets that are being kept. So, my phone just buzzed a notification. So, in particular, I'm getting something, some technological secrets, maybe, people's calls being spied on, texts. I mean, we already know it's the case in America, but, worldwide, that may be, more common. But Saturnalia with the large gatherings. Now, this is where you really see that Aquarius Leo dynamic taking place. Ketu, breaking people away from government. They are no longer satisfied with their leaders. Rahu and Aquarius, in particular in Saturnalia, people want to organize. They want to get out as large groups and do something about it. So, increasing crime. Well, that can be riots, looting. But it can also be protests. And like I said, this won't just be in America. This will be worldwide. Okay. Now, let's talk about when Rahu moves into Dhanishta. Well, one thing you will see with this is Dhanishta is tied to relationships, marriage, marital karma. But Dhanishta also shows the negatives of marital karma as well. So you're going to see a mix of things happening. In that you will see people that really want to be in a relationship, that want to get married, that being more common. But you also see an increase in divorces as well. That marital karma can be positive or negative. Also, you will see that some people may prefer to be celibate during that time, because Dhanishta is also tied to celibacy. There will be people that will push for abortion rights during that time, because Dhanishta is also tied to abortions. The other thing you will see is people will have a strong desire for music. Dhanishta is very strongly tied to music, so people will want to go to concerts more. Also, there could be something big that happens in the music industry. Now, the other thing we'll see is Dhanishta is tied to difficulty having children. Not saying you can't have children if you have Dhanishta, but it is tied to that. So, a thing that you will see with Dhanishta is it is tied to being in same-sex relationships. So, there could be something big tied to LGBT rights and asexuals. This wouldn't really be for like transgender people though. It's not because I'm trying to exclude them, it's because Dhanishta doesn't have the themes of transgender people. Okay. So yeah, this is like I said, there's a lot to this. But that push and pull between Rahu and Ketu playing out on a societal level. Alright, but now we're going to look at it from each zodiac sign. So, let's dig in. Okay, so I actually forgot one thing, which I need to say before we continue with the individual signs. And that is, next week, I will be releasing the Rahu and Ketu over planets videos. There'll be 2 separate videos. But, yeah, if you want to know what Rahu's going to do when it transits over or trying a planet, what Ketu will do, those videos will be released next week. Yeah, so you all will get more detail on this transit. Alright, Well, and every Rahu and Ketu transit going forward. Okay, but now let's dig into those to each zodiac sign. Okay, Aries. So we're starting with you, like always. So, Ketu will be in Leo. Rahu will be in Aquarius. These are your 5th and 11th houses, because you're the original Ascendant. Or, well, not the original moon or sun sign, but if you're moon, sun, and Aries, cool. Okay, so Ketu in your 5th house. Well, 5th house is children, students, subordinates. It's romance, it's fun and games, creativity, arts and sports, it's education, it's counseling, it's politics. 5th house is speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. So, you're going to feel a disconnect with these things. If you already have children, you're going to feel like you're not as connected with them as you used to be. Like you're growing apart. If you don't have children, then you're going to feel, well, first off, this is in particular if it was your first child. Or with your first child. There we go. Alright. But if you don't have children, you will have a fear towards having children. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have children during this time, but that fear will be there, or lack of interest. One or the other will take place, possibly both. Okay. Now, the other thing you'll see, this can actually make a person very creative. Ketu isn't really connected to this world. Ketu is connected to the other world. So that can actually make a person more creative than usual. Because creativity doesn't really come from the mind. It comes from the heart and the soul. So, you will see. People can actually be more creative than usual. People will be headless. You will be headless when it comes to politics. You won't want to deal with politics. You won't want to think about politics. And also you will feel a disconnect with your political leaders, with your government leaders. Also, if you're in education, there could be a break in your education during this time. Maybe you're taking a break from, college, taking some time off. Maybe you're just graduating high school and you decide you'll start college the next year. Something like that could take place. Or whatever you were learning previously, you just don't have an interest in it anymore. Now, on the flip side though, Ketu is tied to research. Ketu is tied to the occult. Ketu is tied to the spiritual. Ketu is tied to advanced science and mathematics. So for those fields, also legal profession, Ketu could actually be very good for those kinds of education. Trying to think if there's anything else that needs mentioning with this. So, during this time, if you have an interest in gambling in the stock market, stock market you'll still have an interest in, but in gambling, you won't have an interest in that during this time. Hopefully, if you have a gambling addiction, you'll be getting over it. Okay, but let's move on to Rahu. Okay, so Rahu will be in your 11th house. That desire and obsession will be here. Also, that deceptiveness of Rahu. So, 11th house is your elder siblings. It's your paternal aunts and uncles. It's your friends. It's your network circle. It's large organizations, large gatherings, parties. It's stock market. It's gains. It's your hopes, wishes, and desires. Okay. So, first off, when it comes to investing in the stock market, you can be deceived. You cannot think clearly in regards to those things. Yes, Rahu makes you more intelligent, but Rahu, on the flip side, also clouds your mind and makes you easy to deceive, tied to those areas of life. So be very careful And no, I'm not a financial advisor. But you're listening to me, so be careful. Alright. Now, the other thing you will see is be careful of your friends during this time. You're going to have a strong desire to have friends, to make new friends, to be a part of a large organization. But those friends, your network circle, the large organizations you're a part of, they can deceive you. There can be deceptive, cunning people within, these groups. So just guard yourself. Honestly, same thing with your older siblings, your paternal aunts and uncles. Now, hopefully, you have a closer relationship with them. But even they can be deceived. Same thing with your friends. Your friends could be deceived during this time. If it's not them deceiving you, they could be the ones being deceived. Okay. But you're going to desire to fulfill your hopes, wishes, and desires during this time. Remember, Rahu co-rules Aquarius, the sign of the house of desire. So now the planet or graha of desire is in the house of desire. So you're going to be very obsessed about fulfilling your desires, about making your wishes come true. And this can be a good thing if you make good use of it. This will be more positive than usual because Jupiter is influencing this Rahu with its aspect. Okay. Alright, that's what I have for you though, Aries. Moving on to Taurus. Taurus, for you, Ketu is in your 4th house in Leo. Rahu is in the 10th house in Aquarius. So let's talk about them. So, 4th house is mother figures. It's home, land, real estate. It's vehicles. It's your comfort and your happiness. Okay. So, knowing that, you're going to feel a disconnect with your mother. Whether this be, mentally and emotionally, or even physically. That disconnect will be there. Also, when it comes to having land, property, home, you may move during this time. Ketu shows there can be a break with a home, break with a property. Now, on the flip side of that, Ketu can show you still keep your home, but you no longer want to spend time in most of the home. You kind of just want a small place within the home to yourself, like a man cave. That can be seen as well. But here, when it comes to a car, you may have to sell your car. Maybe your car breaks down. Maybe your car gets totaled. Hopefully you're okay if that happens. But the car won't be. And you have to get rid of the car, get a new car. Maybe you even don't have an interest in driving your car during this time. You just want to stay at home. Now, on the flip side of that, Rahu will push you out into the world. But we'll get there in a second. Now, 4th house is also your comfort and happiness. So you may not find that comfort and happiness. You'll feel discontent. Or it'll be hard for you to have that. But the other thing we see here is you can make headless decisions tied to property, tied to home, tied to vehicles. So be careful. Double check, when you're signing documents tied to these things. Take some time with the decisions that you're making, because you can make that headless decision. But now let's talk about Rahu. So Rahu will be in your 10th house. Rahu is your desire and your obsession. 10th house is your career. It's your status, your fame, your reputation. It's your workplace, your managers and your bosses. It's your government. It's the highest house of karma. It's your karmic actions that the world notices. So even if you're out of work or retired, 10th house still matters. So, with this, strong desire and obsession towards your career, towards having high status, towards having fame. You may even want to spend more time at work than at home. You may be obsessed about what's going on with the government during this time. You want to perform your karma during this time. You want to take action. But you need to be careful with this because Rahu creates confusion, deception. So, especially when it comes to your managers and bosses, do not take them at their word. You may not be able to trust them during this time. They could deceive you. They could betray you. Okay. That's what I have for you, Taurus. Moving on to Gemini. Alright, Gemini. So, Ketu will be in Leo, your 3rd house. Rahu will be in Aquarius, your 9th house. Let's talk about Ketu first. So, 3rd house is your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. It's communication of all kinds, including writing. It's marketing and sales. It's media, social media, the internet. 3rd house is your skills. It's arts and sports. It's short distance travel, but it can even be foreign travel because it's 12th from the 4th, furthest place from your homeland. It's a house of self-effort. It's 8th from the 8th, higher form of sun ups and downs and transformation. Transformation through self-effort. So, with this, we see there can be a disconnect, whether mental, emotional, or physical, with your younger siblings, with your cousins, with your neighbors. Your communication may not have a lot of thought behind it during this time. You can be a keyboard warrior that doesn't think before they type. Just don't bring it my way. That's all I ask. But these things can take place. Now, on the flip side, when it comes to like fantasy or sci-fi, Ketu is tied to the other world. Ketu's not tied to this world. Ketu is tied to the spiritual and the other realms. So, when it comes to artistic, like fantasy, sci-fi writing, yeah, Ketu can be very good when it comes to that. If you're involved in media, if there's a way that you can do editing during this time, Ketu is tied to cutting things. So it can be very good for that. But, in general, you may not have an interest in media during this time. Or in social media. You could lose interest in that. Here, you can acquire past life skills. Okay. But, now let's talk about Rahu in your 9th house. So 9th house is father figures. It's your mentors, your teachers, your gurus. It's religion, philosophy, the law. It's long distance travel, pilgrimage, publishing. It's higher education beyond like a bachelor's degree and outside of typical schooling. It's your ancestral lineage, not just paternal, but maternal as well. 9th house is also your counseling, and it's your luck and your fortune. So, desire and obsession will be towards these things. You'll want to spend more time with your father than usual. You'll want to feel more of a connection to your ancestral lineage. Maybe you want to learn the history of your lineage. With this, you'll want a guru. You will have a strong obsession towards that. You'll desire to travel to far off places. You'll have a strong desire to publish something during this time. To learn, to receive education. Now, the other thing that you will see with this is Rahu is deception and confusion. So, you'll experience confusion when it comes to like what field of, education you want to receive during this time. You may even be confused about where you want to travel. You just know you want to go. But especially when it comes to your father, when it comes to your mentors, your teachers, be careful. They can deceive you. But on the flip side, they can be the ones that are deceived. Because Rahu is now clouding their minds. They can make the wrong decisions during this time. They can be deceived by someone. Okay. But yeah, that's what I have for you though, Gemini. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So, Ketu is transiting in Leo, your second house. Rahu is transiting in Aquarius, your 8th house. Let's talk about Ketu first. So, second house is your family. It's your finances, your earnings, your savings, your bank account. It's your possessions, it's what you value. It's your speech. So, with this, Ketu is cuts. Ketu is breaks. Ketu is transformation. So, you're going to feel a disconnect with your family. In particular, your family before marriage. Just, you won't feel that connection, whether mentally, emotionally, or there will be a physical disconnect. You will make headless decisions when it comes to family, when it comes to finances. Because Ketu is headless. Rahu is the head of Ketu. Rahu's now in the 8th house. So, when it comes to your finances, be very careful with this. You may not think clearly when it comes to this. Also, you may have a disconnect with possessions that you have. Maybe you're having a yard sale or something. I don't know. But there could be a disconnect with your possessions. Okay. Now, let's talk about Rahu. Oh, sorry. The other thing is Ketu being headless, second house of speech. You can speak without thinking during this transit. So be careful. Try to maybe less of this, more of this. Think before you speak. There we go. That's a way to not piss off Cancers. Doing great here. Okay. Now let's talk about Rahu and Aquarius. Alright, so Aquarius is your 8th house. So, 8th house is your in-laws. It's joint finances and relationships and in business. It's sex. It's death. It's taxes. It's wills, inheritance, estates, legacies. It's other people's money. It's research. It's the occult. It's psychological baggage. It's surgeries. It's ups and downs and transformation. So with this, what do we see? Well, Rahu is desire and obsession. So during this time, while you're feeling that disconnect with your family, you may want to connect more with your in-laws. You may desire that during this time. There can be a strong desire and obsession towards having joint finances. Meaning you want more money from your relationship or from your business partnership. Also, there can be an increase in sexual appetite during this time. Because 8th house is sex. Rahu is desire and obsession. There can be a strong desire to research, to perform research. Strong desire and obsession towards the occult. Maybe you're watching me more. Trying to learn more about astrology, about palmistry, about tarot, about the paranormal. You want to know what's hidden during this transit, because 8th house is hidden things. You want to delve into your psychological baggage. You want to know, why am I so fucked up in the head? All cancers, just stop watching me. Okay. But here, you may want to get a surgery. Now, with it being Rahu, yeah, it could be like plastic surgery. But there could be a desire for that. You want to transform your life during this time. Okay. But Rahu is a fog. Rahu clouds your mind. Rahu deceives you. So now that it's in the 8th house, that can take place with your in-laws. Your in-laws can be deceived. In-laws cannot think clearly during this time. On the flip side, though, Rahu's deceptive. Now it shows your in-laws could deceive you. So you need to be careful with that. This can be a double-edged sword. Okay. But that's what I have for you, Cancer. Moving on to Leo. Alright, Leo. So, for you, Leo, Ketu is transiting in your 1st house. Rahu is transiting in Aquarius, your 7th house. So 1st house is you. It's your physical body. It's your health. It's your overall path in life. Now, Ketu is cuts. Ketu is breaks. Ketu is headless. Ketu is the spiritual and the occult. So, what are you going to see with this? Well, you might not see much. Because Ketu is headless. Meaning, you will make headless decisions during this time. Because now, the headless planet Ketu is on your head. This 1st house is the head. Meaning, now you are the one who is headless. You won't be thinking clearly during this time. It's like Ketu is cut off your head. Not literally, but you will have trouble thinking clearly during this time. You have to rely on the skills of Ketu. You have to rely on your intuition. Ketu showing. Now you have the ability to trust your intuition. If you didn't before, now you do. So intuition's that gut instinct. Be sure you're following it during this transit, because that is the one thing you can rely on. That's where Ketu will help you. But, yeah, when it comes to that, that's what you have to do with Ketu here. Now, when it comes to your body and your health, Ketu will make you headless here. Now, what I said with other signs, society as a whole, especially when this is in Purva Falguni, that nakshatra, with society as a whole, yeah, it'll show a disconnect from those things. But remember, Ketu is headless. So, in your case, it'll be more doing those things without thinking. Meaning, not taking good care of your health. Doing the wrong things when it comes to your health. You could experience those things. So be careful with this. Okay. But now, let's talk about Rahu in the 7th house. So, 7th house is relationships, marriage, business partnership. It's the masses, all the people you meet out in the world. It's 4th from the 4th, higher form of your comfort and happiness. It's 10th from the 10th, higher form of your career, your status, your fame. And Rahu is your desire and your obsession. So, very strong desire for a relationship or to do business. Now, A relationship could come into your life during this time. I'm not saying it can't, with Rahu being here. Strong desire for fame comes into play. You want to deal with more people. You want people to see you. You want to be the one that they come to. Also, a strong desire for status in your career comes into play as well. Now, with this though, Rahu is delusion. Rahu is deception. Rahu is like a fog on the mind. So, where is your mind clouded during this time? When it comes to the 7th house. Meaning, you can get into relationships with people that are no good for you. Or that you normally wouldn't be interested in. You could be deceived by someone you're in a relationship with during this time. At the same time, the people that you're in a relationship with could be deceived themselves. Rahu can work as a double-edged sword that way. Same thing with your business partner. Business partner could deceive you, or business partner could be deceived. So, you will have a desire to be in business, but I don't recommend starting a business partnership during this time. That could go very poorly. Okay. But that's what I have for you, Leo. Moving on to Virgo. Virgo, for you, Ketu is in the 12th house in Leo. Rahu is in the 6th house in Aquarius. So let's talk about Ketu and Leo first. So, 12th house is bed pleasure, sex and sleep. It's spirituality. It's anywhere you feel isolated, jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries. It's losses of all kinds, including financial. It's investing, because when you invest money, you're temporarily losing money. It's donations. It's foreign people, foreign places. 12th house is multinational companies. It's addictions. It's fantasy. It's outer space and other worlds. So, with Ketu here, first off, Ketu normally cuts and breaks away, but now you're putting Ketu in the house of spirituality. Ketu is a spiritual graha or planet. So, this can actually help a person in their spiritual pursuits. But Ketu does not care about the material world. So, this could hurt your sex life during this time. This can have you having unusual dreams. Because now, your head is in the other realm. Because you're headless. Just like Ketu. But that is allowing you to access the other side. So you can have dreams that are premonitions with this. Very vivid dreams. Now, okay, I'm going to mention this because it's irritating me at this point. So, Ketu will be in Purva Falguni during this transit. And my eye is bothering me. Ketu, Purva Falguni, is tied to eye injuries or eye health issues. So, for some of you, there could be an eye health issue that takes place while Ketu is transiting here. Because, my gosh, this is aggravating. Okay, so, some of you will be dealing with that. Hopefully not me. Alright. Oh my gosh. Well, there's your pervert Falguni omen. Alright, leave me alone, Virgo. Alright. But yeah. So we see that taking place as well. You may not have an interest in going to foreign places during this time. Or, well, yeah, no, that's right. Okay. Now, the other thing, when it comes to investments, you may break away from some things that you've been invested in during this time. But if you are starting new investments, you need to be very careful. Ketu is headless. So, you can make illogical decisions when it comes to investments. And no, I'm not a financial advisor, but you're listening to me anyways. So, so be careful about the investments you make. Personally, I don't recommend investing while Ketu is in the 12th house. But let's talk about Rahu in the 6th house. So, 6th house is your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your pets. It's your coworkers. It's your enemies. It's your everyday work, everyday routines. It's competition. It's conflict. It's legal disputes. It's obstacles. It's debt. It's health issues and accidents. So, Rahu is your desire, your obsession. You're going to desire more of a connection with your maternal aunts and uncles, more than usual. You're going to desire a pet, or you're going to want to spend more time with your pets. You're going to want more of a connection with your coworkers. You're going to desire conflict with your enemies, or competition. You want to wage war, do battle. Now, what this also shows... Oh, sorry. The other thing is 6th house is work and service. So, you will desire to help others. To serve others. Strong obsession with work during this time. For those that get a pet during this time, you are likely to get a cat or a reptile or amphibian. Those are the animals that Rahu is related to. Is connected to. Okay. But now, Rahu is a fog. Rahu is deception and delusion. So, with this, maternal aunts and uncles, they could deceive you, betray you, or the opposite can happen, where they are deceived or they are betrayed. Same thing with your coworkers. Coworkers could deceive you or betray you, or that could happen to them. Same thing with your enemies. Now with your enemies, definitely leans more to them deceiving and betraying you. So, be careful. Now, you can also have a strong desire and obsession to do something where you are willing to take on debt to do it. Be careful. You may not be thinking clearly when it comes to that. Another thing I will point out here is 6th house is health issues. So, Rahu is going to be transiting a few nakshatras that are tied to health issues that Virgo people can experience. So I'm going to go ahead and mention these. When Rahu is in Purva Bhadrapada, there can be some health issue related to walking. Possibly even a mental health issue, because Purva Bhadrapada is tied to these things. It's tied to a one-footed goat, so there could be trouble walking. But it's also tied to insanity. Now, I'm not saying you're going to go insane, but there could be a mental health issue as well. Now, when it goes into Sagittarius, Sagittarius is tied to health issues in general. It is also tied to alcoholism. So, if you know you have an issue with alcoholism, it may be more prominent during that time. Now, I'm telling you this because you're going to be desired. You're going to be obsessed and have a desire to overcoming your health issues. So I'm telling you the health issues you may deal with that you want to overcome. Now, Rahu will then go into Dhanishta. That nakshatra or constellation is tied to the heart. So there can be heart issues, heart health issues. So if you know you have any of these health issues, you want to look into those. Okay. All right. That's what I have for you, though, Virgo. Moving on to Libra. Okay. Libra. So, for you, Libra, Rahu is in Aquarius, your 5th house. Ketu is in Leo, your 11th house. So, let's talk about Ketu first. Now, 11th house is your elder siblings, your paternal aunts and uncles. It's your friends, your network circle, large organizations, large gatherings, parties. It's stock market, it's gains, it's your hopes, wishes, and desires. So, with this, Ketu is cuts, Ketu is breaks, Ketu is transformation, because it co-rules Scorpio, the original sign of the 8th house. So, with this, we definitely see there will be a mental, emotional, or physical disconnect with elder siblings, with paternal aunts or uncles, and with your friends. Ketu in the 11th house, usually there will be a disconnect with a fair number of your friends. But, on the flip side, Ketu is tied to past lives. You can make friends from past lives. Now, the other thing that you see with this is you may disconnect from some stocks that you had, or on the flip side of that, you will make headless decisions when it comes to the stock market. And that's tied to Rahu in the 5th house, but we'll get there. Now, this will also show that you're going to have less desires than usual, because Ketu is kind of disconnecting you from what you desired before. Your desires are changing during this time. What you once desired, you will no longer desire. That can also take place with this transit. Okay, but now let's talk about Rahu in the 5th house. So 5th house is children, students, subordinates. It's romance, fun and games, education. It's politics. It's counseling. 5th house is speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. It's creativity, arts, and sports. So now you're putting Rahu here. Rahu is deceptive. Rahu is delusion, confusion. Rahu's like you're putting a fog over the mind. Rahu is your desire and your obsession. So, you may have a strong desire to have children during this time. Strong desire to get education. Strong desire to get involved in politics. You want more romance in your life. You want to play more games. You want to be more involved in sports. You want to be more creative. Now, with this though, you will also desire to have those speculative gains. You may want to gamble. You may want to invest in the stock market. You need to be careful with this. Rahu can confuse you. You can be deceived when it comes to these things. So you can invest in something that you shouldn't. You can, gamble away all of your money. You need to be careful with this. Rahu in the 5th house is good for education when it comes to any scientific subject. Rahu is very good for that. We also see your children, if you already have children, can either be deceived or betrayed. On the flip side, they could deceive or betray you. Now, hopefully, you're not paranoid about what your kids are going to do when it comes to you. But the possibility is there. But with this, you may desire to have children during this time. Okay, but that's what I have for you, Libra. Moving on to Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio. So, Rahu is transiting in Aquarius, your 4th house. Ketu is transiting in Leo, your 10th house. Let's talk about Ketu first. So, 10th house is your career, your status, your fame, your reputation. It's your workplace, your managers and your bosses. It's government, especially national government. It's the highest house of karma. It's your karmic actions that the world notices. So even if you're retired or out of work, 10th house still matters. Now Ketu is cuts, Ketu is breaks, Ketu is transformation, Ketu is headless. So, with Ketu being in the 10th house, you can feel a disconnect with the people in your workplace, with your managers and your bosses. There is a strong possibility of being cut from a job. There is a transformation in your career that could take place during this time. So yes, that does mean there is potential that you could be laid off or change jobs. You could even simply change your workplace. For instance, if you work in a position where there are multiple locations you can work from, maybe you are transferred to work in a different location. That could even take place. Here, a funny thing you'll notice is your managers and bosses will make headless decisions because Ketu is headless. Also, when it comes to your career, Ketu, being headless, relies on its intuition. Meaning, when it comes to your career, trust your intuition, that gut instinct. It will guide you to where you need to be in your career. Another thing you'll see with this is you will feel a complete disconnect with your government, especially your national government. You will feel like they don't do what's best for you. Here, Ketu may separate you from the karma that you perform. Meaning, maybe you spend more time at rest. You don't want to work so hard during this time. You don't want to be out in the world. Instead, you want to be at home. So let's talk about Rahu now. So, Rahu's in the 4th house in Aquarius. 4th house is your mother figures. It's home, land, real estate, vehicles. It's your comfort and your happiness. And Rahu is desire and obsession. Rahu is confusion, delusion, deception. Rahu's like a fog on the mind. And now Rahu's in the 4th house. So, with this, we see strong desire to spend time with your mother. Strong desire for having a home getting a new home, spending time at home. Strong desire to have a car, get a new car, go on road trips. You want to spend time in the car. Not to perform karma, because Ketu's in the 10th house, but just because you want to enjoy your car. Strong desire and obsession towards having comfort and happiness. Now, when it comes to your mother, mother could be deceived during this time or betrayed. On the flip side, mother could deceive you, betray you. Remember, Rahu is that fog on the mind. So now that's being applied to your mother. You need to be careful that you aren't deceived when it comes to real estate or when it comes to buying a car or, getting maintenance on the home, maintenance on a car. Be careful with those things. In particular, when Rahu is in Sagittarius is when you need to be most careful with that, because Sagittarius is tied to deception. Okay. The other thing to note is Rahu is foreign. So you have a foreign element in the home. Now, this can mean a number of things, but the main thing you'll see with this is you might have a desire to live in a far-off foreign place during this time. Possibly move to a foreign place. Okay, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Moving on to Sagittarius. Alright, Sagittarius. So, Rahu's in Aquarius, your 3rd house. Ketu is moving into Leo, your 9th house. Let's talk about Ketu first. So 9th house is your father figures. It's your mentors, teachers, gurus. It's religion, philosophy, the law. It's long distance travel, pilgrimage, publishing. It's higher education beyond a bachelor's degree and outside of typical schooling. 9th house is counseling. 9th house is... what am I looking for? I'm forgetting it. Oh, ancestral lineage. How could I forget that? Okay. Maybe you want to forget for me to get that. Oh. But, yes. 9th house is ancestral lineage. Not just paternal lineage, but maternal as well. Okay. Also, 9th house is your luck and your fortune. So, Ketu. Ketu is spiritual. Ketu is tied to the occult. Ketu is cuts and breaks and transformation. Transformation because it co-rules Scorpio, the original sign of the 8th house. And Ketu is headless. So, Ketu being in the 9th house, you will feel a disconnect with your father. Either there will be a mental, physical, or emotional disconnect. Mental, emotional, or physical. There we go. Same thing with your mentors, your teachers. During this time, you will have a disconnect with your religion. You will feel like you don't have a connection with God. Because Ketu is now in the house of religion. Ketu may be spiritual. Ketu may be tied to the other world. But Ketu can also disconnect you from what you believe in. 9th house is the house of beliefs and religion. So Ketu can disconnect you from that. Here, Ketu can show there can be events tied to ancestral lineage from past lives. Don't think you have the same bloodline in every lifetime. So that can come into play as well. You can make headless decisions when it comes to the places that you travel, when it comes to higher education. When it comes to these things, make sure that you are following your intuition, that gut instinct, because Ketu is headless. Ketu has to rely on its intuition. Now, Ketu here, when it comes to education, can be good when it comes to the fields tied to Ketu. Ketu is the occult. Ketu is the spiritual. Ketu is scientific. Ketu is the law. Ketu is tied to mathematics. Ketu is research. So when it comes to these things, Ketu can be very good in education. But still, there can be a break in the educational field that you were pursuing. That could change during this time. Now, let's talk about Rahu in Aquarius. So, Rahu's in the third house. Third house is your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. It's communication of all kinds, including writing. It's marketing and sales. It's media, social media, the internet. Third house is your skills. It's arts and sports. It's short distance travel, but it can even be foreign travel because it's 12th from the 4th house, furthest place from your homeland. Third house is self-effort. It's 8th from the 8th, higher form of sun ups and downs and transformation. Transformation through self-effort is the third house. So, Rahu. Rahu is confusion, delusion, deception. It's like a fog on the mind. Rahu is desire and obsession. So here, you'll have a strong desire to connect with your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors, people on social media. But you need to be careful because these people can deceive you, they can betray you. On the flip side though, they can be deceived or betrayed because the fog is on their mind now. Here you can have a strong desire and obsession for media, to spend time on social media. You'll want to watch movies, shows, play video games. You may really want to write during this time. You want to be involved in arts and sports. You want to travel. Ketu may be in the 9th house, but Rahu is still desire in the 3rd house of travel. And 3rd house can even be tied to foreign travel, and Rahu is foreign. So don't think this means you can't go to foreign places with Rahu in the 3rd house and Ketu in the 9th. There we go. Okay. Also, Rahu here gives you a strong desire to learn new skills. Strong obsession towards that. Rahu's saying, I want to put forth the effort. Rahu's trying to help you with that. Don't think Rahu won't help you. Rahu is a mixed bag. Alright, that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, Rahu is in Aquarius, your 2nd house. Ketu's moving into Leo, your 8th house. Let's talk about Ketu first. So, 8th house is your in-laws. It's joint finances and relationships and in business. It's sex. It's death. It's taxes. Wills, inheritance, estates, legacies. It's other people's money. It's the occult. It's research. It's psychological baggage. It's surgeries. It's sudden ups and downs and transformation. Ketu. Ketu is cuts. Ketu is breaks. Ketu is the spiritual and the occult. Ketu is the original co-ruler of the 8th house. Co-rules Scorpio. Ketu is headless. So, with this, either there will be a mental, emotional, or physical disconnect with your in-laws. Here, you may not have as much access to joint finances as you would like. I don't know, maybe your spouse takes over the joint bank account. But here you may lose interest in sex because Ketu disconnects you. Remember, Ketu doesn't care about this physical world. Ketu cares about the other side. Here, Ketu will help you, though, when it comes to the occult, when it comes to research. Here, your intuition is receiving that boost. Trust your gut instinct. Remember, Ketu's headless. It has to rely on its intuition. Here, you may not be interested in getting a surgery during this time. You don't want to delve into that psychological baggage of yours. It's too scary right now. Damn it. But, on a positive note, Ketu is disconnecting you from the sudden ups and downs of life. Meaning things will feel more stable during this time. Okay. Let's talk about Rahu. So, Rahu's going to be in your second house. Second house is family. Second house is finances. Your earnings, your savings, your bank account. It's your possessions. It's what you value. It's your speech. So, with Rahu being here, Rahu is desire. Rahu is obsession. Rahu is smoke and mirrors, confusion, delusion, deception. It's like a fog on the mind. So here you need to be careful. Your family can deceive you during this time, whether intentionally or not. On the flip side though, your family can be deceived. You can be deceived financially. Or you can deceive others financially. Now, that's going to depend on each person's individual birth chart. Are they moral or immoral? Rahu, the snake, is now in your second house of speech. So during this time, you may deceive others. If, that's the kind of person you are. Hopefully I'm not talking to people like that, but there's all kinds of people that watch me and watch anything else on YouTube. But, on the other hand, Rahu is very intelligent. Rahu is very cunning. So your speech can be very intelligent and cunning during this time. That doesn't have to be bad. Second house, though, is the house of drinking. When Rahu is transiting in Satabisha Nakshatra in particular, you will have more of a desire to drink alcohol. If you never drink alcohol, then you may feel like drinking alcohol. So, be careful of that if you don't want that. Here you can be deceived when it comes to your possessions. Okay. But, on the other hand, Rahu is giving you a strong desire when it comes to finances. Meaning, Rahu can actually help you make money here. Use Rahu wisely. Now, I will say, this is going to be mostly the benefic side of Rahu, because Jupiter is aspecting Rahu for most of this transit. But alright, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Moving on to Aquarius. Alright, Aquarius. So, for you, Aquarius, Rahu is transiting in the first house. Ketu is transiting in the 7th house, in Leo. So let's talk about Ketu first. Well, 7th house is relationships, marriage, business partnership. It's the masses, all the people you meet out in the world. It's 4th from the 4th, higher form of your comfort and happiness. It's 10th from the 10th, higher form of your career, your status, your fame. So now you're putting Ketu there. Ketu is cuts. Ketu is breaks. Ketu is spiritual. Ketu is the occult. Ketu is past lives. Ketu is headless. So, what you will see with this, if you are already in a relationship, you will experience a physical, mental, or emotional disconnect within that relationship. Meaning, yes, this can show a breakup. There is potential of that. But, on the flip side, Ketu here can show a past life relationship coming back. If you're single, maybe even if you're not single. Don't get me started on that. But, the other thing you will see, especially when Ketu is in Uttara Phalguni, you will be overly critical of your spouse without thinking. Remember, Ketu is headless. Uttara Phalguni is the nakshatra of criticism. One of two, but still. So, be careful with that headless criticism of your partner. Think twice before you speak. But Ketu in the 7th house, you may also break away from a business agreement, a business partnership. During this time, you won't have a desire to interact with a lot of people. You'll want to be left alone. You won't have a strong desire for fame, for increasing your reputation during this time. But now let's talk about Rahu and... the other thing. If you're single, during this time, don't trust your head when it comes to choosing someone for a relationship. Rely on your intuition, that gut instinct. Or even if you're already in a relationship, don't think logically about the relationship. Rely on your gut instinct. Otherwise, you will do the dumbest shit. Alright, moving on. Rahu and Aquarius in the first house. So, first house is you, your physical health, your body. It's your overall path in life. Now, Rahu. Rahu is confusion, deception, delusion. Rahu is a fog on the mind. Rahu is your desire, your obsession. So, with this, what do we see? Well, you're going to desire to be in better health. You want to be strong, you want to be fit. Rahu, the mind, now has a body. Rahu feels great here. But, Now, Rahu is sitting on your head. Your mind is being clouded. You're not thinking clearly. You need to be very careful with this. Now, on the flip side, even though Rahu will confuse you, Rahu shows you can be betrayed by people. Rahu is also very intelligent and very cunning, meaning you are becoming very intelligent and very cunning during this time. So there's that flip side with Rahu here. And trust me, you can be very intelligent and dumb as a bag of bricks. Damn it. Okay. Alright. But with this, when Rahu is in Purva Bhadrapada, that nakshatra, be careful when it comes to your mental health in particular. Because when Rahu's in Purva Bhadrapada, that nakshatra can be tied to mental health issues. So, you're going to be obsessed when it comes to your health. So I'm telling you what health issues are coming up. Or could possibly come up, is what I mean. So, Purva Bhadrapada can be tied to that. It can also be tied to issues with walking. Like, this could be something like breaking your foot or something. But those kinds of things can be seen as well. Now, when Rahu is in Satabisha, Satabisha is a nakshatra tied to drinking. It's tied to alcohol. It's also tied to health issues in general. So, health issues tied to alcoholism and health issues in general. And that's when the desire to handle health issues becomes more significant. Now, when Rahu goes into Dhanishta, that nakshatra is tied to the heart. So there could be heart health issues that could possibly come up. So these are the possible ones that could be there. Especially, I'm mentioning these because Aquarius people are going to be very health conscious during this time. But Jupiter is aspecting this Rahu. So this is going to be mostly positive. But Rahu is also the hero. You're going to want to be the hero. You're going to want to be powerful during this time. You're going to want to be empowered. So, you may start working out more. You may start taking better care of your health. But that will be the biggest theme. But when it comes to big life decisions, make sure you are thinking clearly. Because now Rahu is ruling your path in life. So make sure you are the one doing the ruling and not the one being ruled. Okay. That's what I have for you, Aquarius. Moving on to Pisces. Pisces. Rahu is going to be transiting in Aquarius, your 12th house. And Ketu will be transiting in Leo, your 6th house. So, let's talk about Ketu first. 6th house is maternal aunts and uncles. It's your pets. It's your coworkers. It's your enemies. It's your everyday work, everyday routines. It's competition. It's conflict. It's legal disputes. It's obstacles. It's debts. There we go. It's health issues and accidents. Now, Ketu. Ketu is cuts, breaks, transformation. Because Ketu co-rules Scorpio, the original sign of the 8th house. Ketu is headless. Ketu is the spiritual, the occult. So now you're putting Ketu in the 6th house here. Or Ketu will be in the 6th house, I should say. So, what do we see with this? Well, Ketu here shows there will be a mental, emotional, or physical disconnect with your maternal aunts and uncles, with your coworkers, with your enemies, with your pets even. Now, with the pets thing, though, there is something different that you will see as well. And that is, Ketu here can show us getting a dog or getting a pet fish. Because Ketu is tied to these animals. Canines in general, but for most people that would be a dog. Yeah, don't think Ketu shows that you can't get a pet. But for some of you, this can show a disconnect with a pet. Also, this shows your maternal aunts and uncles, your coworkers, your pets, even your enemies can be headless during this time. What do I mean by this? I mean they won't be thinking clearly. Your maternal aunts and uncles will make the dumbest decisions. It'll be like, why? Just why? So, that is something you will notice as well. Here, you're disconnected from your enemies, from conflicts. There won't be as many fights for you. Which, if you don't like conflict, that's great. Here, Ketu is disconnecting you from debt. Fantastic. But Ketu is the law, and 6th house is legal disputes. So don't think this will disconnect you from legal disputes. It can be quite the opposite. It shows there could actually be a legal dispute that you have to go through. But outside of that, other forms of conflict, yeah, disconnect from that. Here, Ketu is don't think Ketu is showing no health issues. There can be health issues with Ketu here. And they will be unusual health issues that can be difficult to diagnose. Now, let's talk about Rahu in Aquarius, the 12th house. So, 12th house is bed pleasure, sex, and sleep. 12th house is spirituality. It's anywhere you feel isolated, jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries. It's losses of all kinds, including financial. It's investing, because when you invest money, you're temporarily losing money. It's donations. It's foreign people, foreign places. It's multinational companies. It's addictions. It's fantasy. It's outer space and other worlds. So, now you're putting Rahu here. Rahu is confusion, deception, delusion. It's like a fog on the mind. But Rahu is also very intelligent, very cunning. Rahu is your desire and obsession. So now Rahu's in the 12th house. So, what you're going to see with this, strong desire and obsession towards a better sex life. Even towards spirituality. Towards isolation. You want to be alone. Most of the time. Strong desire to go to foreign places. Strong desire to invest. But you need to be careful with that. Remember, Rahu is a fog on the mind. You can be confused. You can make the wrong decisions. You can be deceived when it comes to investments. And in particular here, not to, fearmonger or come off as racist or nationalist or anything like that. Here, you can be deceived by foreign people. Deceived and betrayed. Because Rahu represents that. And before anybody says it, no, it's not because foreign people are bad. I feel like I have to clarify because so many people are so dumb. Okay. Now, the other thing with this is Rahu here. How do I phrase this? Rahu can lead you into addictions. Now, even if you don't normally have addictions, during this time you may have addictions that Rahu will deceive you into indulging in. So that can be seen with this too. In particular, when Rahu is in Satyabisha Nakshatra. That is a nakshatra tied to alcoholism. So, definitely there can be issues with over drinking. Also, there can be health issues that crop up when it comes to the different nakshatras Rahu's going to be transiting in. And I'm mentioning this because Rahu is in the 12th house, which is tied to hospitals. So, there's a chance you could have to go to the hospital for something. So, let's talk about that real quick. Rahu will be in Purva Bhadrapada first. So, Purva Bhadrapada is tied to mental health issues and health issues that could cause trouble walking, like a broken foot. So, that's Purva Bhadrapada. Satyabisha is health issues in general, and like I said, alcoholism. And then there's Dhanishta. Dhanishta is tied to the heart, so heart health issues can be seen. So, during this transit, these are health issues that could crop up. But in general, like I said, Ketu in the 6th house definitely shows there could be unusual health issues that are difficult to diagnose. Now, one thing I will say is Jupiter is aspecting this Rahu. So, this is mostly going to be the positive elements of this Rahu. Don't think this is going to be, the worst. Jupiter is going to be aspecting for most of this transit. But the biggest thing with this, clearly, is Rahu shows strong desire and obsession towards going to foreign lands, traveling to foreign far-off places. Especially because Rahu is foreign. It's that foreign element. One last warning with this, though. While Jupiter is going to help you overcome these things, 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. So Rahu shows you could be deceived or betrayed by hidden enemies here. Now, like I said, Jupiter will help, but that's my last warning for Pisces people with this. Alright, so that was another really long video. Yeah, I debated on going into the nakshatras for this one because 6 nakshatras I'd have to talk about, but I decided it was important enough to go through them with y'all. But yeah, that push and pull of Rahu and Ketu on a societal level is going to be very significant. I mean, it always is, but, yeah. Trying to think if there's anything important I want to add here. Oh, yeah, last note. Yeah, next week I will be releasing the Rahu and Ketu transiting over or trine planets. Like I said, that will apply to any Rahu Ketu transit. So make sure you all watch those when they come out. They'll add more detail to this transit. But that's what I have for y'all. If you like this video and you want to see more great content like it, be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out me and the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, the links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, the links to those will be in the description box as well. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.